Well, my parents for me have been role models to me. Without them, I wouldn't really be, I think, what I am now. Because I come from a Christian family. My father was a clergyman. And then in my childhood, they instilled in me the human values. I was a refugee child in Uganda. I, I didn't remember Sudan very much as a child because I left around the age of 10 and I grew out in exile. But I know the memory of a bit of the memory I had of my country is that it's really a very rich agricultural area with high rates of rainfall for almost 9 months. We used to cultivate. I used to follow my parents in the garden and all that. That was the memories I could remember. My hope for Sudan is that we are going to be a great nation. We are going to be a great nation, really, because all our time was wasted in war. I've never really been stable in my life. All my youthful period was a waste, but I think now we are beginning to begin new, and I hope what I went through, I hope my child will not go through again. To live in a war-torn country is really bad memories because it's very traumatizing. You see a lot of bad things happening in front of you. Sometimes children see parents murdered in front of them or shot in front of them. And you see a lot of dead bodies. Their beloved ones, you lose them. And this really is very traumatizing. I remember one particular story really. I have one of my sisters, one of my elder sisters, got killed when she was carrying the child on her bosom like this, a 4-year-old boy. And then the mother got shot and died instantly. And until today, this boy is really traumatized. So these are some of the things you remember about the horrors of the war. It's very difficult, but then you try to counsel somebody. With the help of the family would always try to tell them. They are not really professional counselors, but they will always try to tell the children that, oh, despite the fact that your mother is gone or your father is gone, I'm here, your next of kin. And they try to encourage them to cope with the life. We are here for you. You have missed your father, but I'm here. I can step in his shoes or in her shoes, and I can mentor you. I can make you grow up. Like the boy whose mother was killed, he is under my care. I care for him. I take care of him like my child because I have one child. They have age difference of 3 years. So I always, whatever I do to my son, I always do to him. I just try to treat them the same way so that he can try to forget what had happened to him. My strength, I think, comes from my belief. The fact that I'm a strong believer I'm a Christian, and I always cast my burden on God, to God, I think keeps me very strong. Well, the women are just like men. We are all participating in the process of nation building because during the war, women were together with the men. They were combatants, they were caregivers, they participated also in the liberation struggle. So in the process of nation building, they are also there playing a role. I think there is really great progress because when we were before in unitary Sudan, the participation of women, especially in political governance, was very, very minimal. But now in South Sudan, in fact, the future is really promising for women. So now because we have in the Constitution of South Sudan, it provided for affirmative action of 25% for participation of women in public life. But we have even exceeded that because we have about 32 to 33 percentage of women in the national parliament, about 27% in the state parliaments, and also in all the appointments, our president really always says that when you are bringing a list for me for appointments of people, if there are no women in that list, I will not look at that list. So now even in the national government, 25% of the members of the national government are women, and the deputy ministers, 50-50, 50% women, 50% men. And to me, that is really very encouraging. Our government has really recognized the role of women in the society.